2009 was the year the Kenya government finally took care of the unlawful organization Mungiki that had killed dozens of people in central Kenya during the previous 2 years. And the government did so in a ruthless manner that was condemned by local civil society leaders as well as by the international community. Local criticism was most vociferous in March after Kamau King'ara, head of the Oscar Foundation, was shot dead in Nairobi by unknown gunmen. Many civil society leaders condemned the government for what they called extrajudicial killings of Mungiki suspects. And in late May, United Nations Special Rapporteur Philip Alston, who had carried out investigations into charges of police extrajudicial killings of members of Mungiki and other outlawed organizations, released his final report. Days after Alston's report was released, President Mwai Kibaki sent a delegation led by Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka and including the Minister for Internal Security, George Saitoti, and Attorney General Amos Wako to the UN office in Geneva, Switzerland, to challenge the report. At home, the government rearrested Mungiki leader Maina Njenga after he had been freed by a court due to insufficient evidence in a case in which he and a number of other Mungiki members had been accused of being involved in the killing of several people in Murang'a. Njenga was now charged in a Nyeri court with the murder of 29 people. But a few months later, while in police custody, he was reported to have converted to Christianity. That conversion prompted the government to drop the case against Njenga, who, on being released, predicted the end of Mungiki. Indeed, by the end of the year, the government had succeeded in bringing Mungiki under control. 2009 was the year former UN Secretary-General and Chief Peace Negotiator Kofi Annan decided to give to the International Criminal Court at The Hague an envelope containing a list of names of some people suspected of being behind the 2007-2008 post-election violence. This was after the Kenya Parliament had failed to set up a special Kenyan tribunal to try suspects behind the violence. The list had been drawn up by a commission chaired by Justice Philip Waki that had investigated the circumstances behind the violence in 2008. Annan's move prompted Kibaki to appoint commissioners of the Truth, Justice and Reconciliation Commission, headed by Bethwel Kiplagat, as an alternative to the special tribunal. That action was immediately condemned by the National Christian Council of Kenya as a cop-out. The NCCK sent a petition to The Hague asking the ICC to expedite the prosecution of the perpetrators of the post-election violence. In Parliament, Imenti Central MP Gitobu Imanyara, who had tabled the original private member's bill to set up a special tribunal, tried to marshal support for his bill but failed. Members of the two major parties in the Grand Coalition government were hopelessly divided on the matter. Prime Minister Raila Odinga led 6 cabinet ministers in supporting Imanyara's bill, but Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka opposed the bill. Agriculture Minister William Ruto, a key member of Odinga's Orange Democratic Party, led 15 ODM MPs, mostly from the Rift Valley, against Imanyara's bill. In the end, Imanyara's bill was defeated due to lack of a quorum in Parliament. On December 4th, ICC Chief Prosecutor Luis Moreno Ocampo presented his case before a 3-judge pre-trial chamber at The Hague, seeking permission to go ahead and put on trial Kenyans mentioned in the Waki list as suspected perpetrators of crimes against humanity. 2009 was also the year President Kibaki reappointed Justice Aaron Ringera as head of the Kenya Anti-Corruption Commission, a move that was roundly condemned by the ODM, the Law Society of Kenya, and most civil societies. The condemnation forced Ringera to resign less than a month after he had been reappointed. He was replaced by law professor Patrick Lumumba. And 2009 was also the year that in November, the Committee of Experts on the Constitution, led by Nzamba Getonga, finally unveiled its draft constitution. It elicited different reactions with some leaders in both Grand Coalition parties, the Party of National Unity (PNU) and the ODM, rejecting sections of the draft that proposed the creation of two centers of power, a president and a prime minister. In sports, 2009 was the year Samuel Wanjiru won the London Men's Marathon and Selina Kosgei the Boston Women's Marathon. And it was also the year Carl Tundo with his co-driver Tim Jessup won the Safari Rally.